Rishi Sunak's plans to sort out tax are illusory. This is more distraction. And back in the autumn, the Spectator ran a piece saying that Rishi Sunak was not in power, only in office. So recalling the days of Mrs. Thatcher and the rebuke that was a government, or the days of Major rebuke that was a government in power, in office but not in power. And the King's speech, which Rishi inaugurated, lacked any common unifying theme, any grand legislative programme, other than the squawks of the erstwhile Home Secretary Suella Braverman about small boats. And small boats, as we now learn, and Rwanda, as we now learn, was not part of Rishi's initial obsession. He's going to make it his obsession because maybe he's realised that everything else he touches, rather like a reverse Midas touch, is going wrong. And that there is some sort of fix available for the small boats and for the migrant crisis. The fix is very simple. The Home Office simply needs to do the work. And given the fact that the Home Office has been idle for so many years on the diktat of the Home Secretary, starting with Theresa May, it should be quite simple to put the clock back. And I'm sure that is what Rishi Sunak has been advised. But I think Rishi Sunak also needs to recognise now that he's going to lose the next election. And so instead of playing election games, instead of trying to bully his way into people's hearts, which won't happen, he should select 2 or 3 important issues which will go down in history as his donation to the world of politics, and he should focus on them. He should select things which matter to him, because otherwise he will have gone through nearly 2 years of office and have nothing to show for it at all. Nothing he can hold his head up high. He will simply be a bully pulpit inhabitor who has thumped a lot, who has done nothing. Rather like Suella Braverman. When you look at what she has achieved nothing except to bully and thump and bang the dispatch box. And Sunak could well find himself defined in exactly the same way. It's a vacuum. So Boris will always be defined by deceit. Liz Truss will always be defined by her hand jobs and her trust in Kemi Badenoch's prodigious package. Sunak will be defined, if he doesn't watch it, by vacuity, by a gap, by putting all his energies towards trying to win an election which he lost even before he came into office. That election was lost. I mean, he can hold his head high enough, I suppose, by saying that election was lost by Liz Truss, not by him. It was lost by Boris Johnson. Actually, it wasn't lost by Boris Johnson. Oddly, though I don't like Boris, if Boris had remained in office, the Conservatives probably would still have a fighting chance at winning at the next election. But Liz Truss's extraordinary performance put pay to all of that. It's on Liz Truss that the Conservatives will be roasted on a bonfire of their own making. And that's very sad. It's sad to see an entire political party destroyed in 1 month. But in the end, that will be the month that counts. Rishi Sunak is just a postscript to that. And Rishi Sunak's alliance with the more extreme right wing of the Conservative Party is a desperate effort on the diktat of Tice and Farage to hold on to the red wall seats. Those red wall seats are gone. All that Sunak should be holding on to is the core identity of conservatism, which isn't about small boats. It isn't about nasty legislation, restrictive legislation. It's about managing the economy, and it's about enabling freedom. And both of those things are crumbling under his management. And we are in a worse position today than we were when he took office. I'll come back to that, actually, because that's an interesting point.